It's a real shame on YouTube you can't stream any music you like, because when you turn it off it goes really, really plain and really, really boring. Anyway, happy Saturday, wherever you are. I'm going to pour myself a quick beer. And then walk you through my devlog. A lot's changed recently, so I figured it was a good time to sort of update where I'm at with it. Right, my name's Ben. This is my game Broken, and this is my first game in Unity, and this is my devlog. And for those that have tuned in for the first time, and for those that have been following me for a while, things have changed. I made a big decision, and I decided to actually start again from scratch with a brand new project, and sort of take all the learnings from my last game into this one. So that's what I've done. And what I did differently this time was, rather than try and build the game as I went along and introduce the features as I needed them, is knowing what features I needed, I actually developed those in its own little environment, little standalone place, sandbox if you like, and then started from there really, which I think has helped a lot. My performance is through the roof now, which is fantastic. I've been able to think about what I want to do with the game in a bit more detail, with the sort of knowledge of knowing the issues and troubles that I had in the past. And this was a big decision actually, starting from scratch. It's not like I started cutting bits out of my old game or copying and pasting into my new game. I literally started a new project and thought, right, I know what I want to do and where I want to be, and I know I can do everything that I did before 10 times better, because now I've got some experience behind me. So that's where I'm at. I've done all my logic. I'm still using Playmaker. I'm still buying my assets, and I know what assets I need to buy now. That was something I didn't know to begin with. I didn't realise there was different pipelines, and HDRP versus the standard the standard render pipeline, the universal render pipeline, all that. So that's where, yeah, that's, as I say, that's where I'm at. And I apologise for repeating myself and being a little bit intoxicated. I wasn't planning to do this video tonight, but I was pumping loads of stuff on Twitter, and I was like, yeah, this is actually moving. I should capture this so that, you know, I've got this in my journal on YouTube for when I look back on things. So, first things first. One of the things I didn't have in my last game was controls. Xbox, sorry, I was trying to think what I was saying then. So Xbox control pad is now working, which is brilliant. I really had to hack this though, which was a shame. I know there's this whole new I was going to say interface system, I think, in Unity. I get it, and I used it, but unfortunately all my scripts were using the old input system, so I kind of had to use that because it was just quicker and easier actually, essentially. So I migrated all my controls over. Didn't migrate my controls, started again with new controls and worked it all out. Let me show you for those that care. Yeah, project settings, input manager. I can see where they're going with the new input manager in Unity, because this gets really messy. You have to sort of duplicate horizontal, vertical controls for the mouse versus down here somewhere the controller. Yeah, here. Also, I think there's a bit of a bug with Unity where it's not going to do it now, is it? Oh well, I've also upgraded my Unity to the latest build, so maybe that's fixed it. But like before, when I had multiple, if I had horizontal up here and horizontal down here, it would get confused and sort of jump up and down, and that would really fuck things up when you were trying to add controls. So my scripts, yeah, they're using the standard controls, and then I've had to go in and actually edit the scripts myself, just to make them work with the control pad. This took way longer than I was expected, or really wanting to spend it. I'm just open up. Yeah, I really didn't want to spend as much time on this as I did. Kind of annoyed me. I was thinking, surely this sort of stuff should be out of the box for a game engine, controllers for a first-person 2D game. But basically, I had to come along, take the script that this asset that I brought off. You can go away off the Unity store and just hack it to get it working. Put in my gamepad equivalents of the physical keys, which are then referenced in the input system, and seem to work. So that's cool, and they work with Playmaker. I can assign these buttons and get them to do different things, and that's why that bit's all hunky-dory. So that was a big, as I say, took me longer than I was expecting to. I bought a whole new set of assets for the island, which came with a load of HDRP settings, which just, I don't know, just seem to work a hell of a lot better in terms of performance. And I figured I shouldn't fiddle around with them too much, although I have to get the sort of the visuals. But I've been keeping an eye on my stats this time to make sure the FPS is nice and high, and then I've been keeping an eye on, when I introduce things, why is it, has it slowed things down? Like this smoke, for example, we can see we've dropped down to 30 FPS. If I come down here, we go back up to 63. Not too bothered about that at this stage. I will test it in the proper build. It might be because there's I'm rendering these assets in the preview build. They might be better in the game, but 30 FPS is fine. I wasn't getting anywhere near this before. There were times where I had it, but then it would go a little bit tits up and I would lose those FPS. So getting that's good. And also I'm recording through OBS at the moment, which I think hogs some FPS as well, so it might look a little bit jolty, jiggery on your screen, but it's actually as smooth as butter, which is great. I'm using Nature Renderer for my foliage, which is a fantastic asset. Actually, keeps the FPS really high, and you can flood the fields full of grass and whatnot, and you can squash the grass down and do all kinds of funky shit. Unfortunately, with 21.3 of Unity, I don't get the ability to have a... Where are we? Get away. Yeah, I can't add them as terrain. I have to add everything as a tree. This wasn't a problem in the last build of Unity I was using for Broken, but the Nature Renderer script would just override this and allow you to add detailed meshes. But now they've stopped that altogether, which is a little bit frustrating, because although you can do the same with the trees, you can adjust the height, the density. I like the idea of the brushes, and that gives you a bit more flexibility when you're planting grass. You can have nice sort of these sort of stamps to paste the grass on. With the trees, you don't have those options, so not ideal. But maybe Nature Renderer will be able to get around that. If not, it's not end of the world. It just means I've got to be careful how I'm stamping my grass. Trees are fine, they're pretty standard, but when you come to grass, like plants like this, I've got to be a bit more manual about it now. Maybe I'll make them smaller to come down like that. It's just easier and quicker with the stamps, is what I'm saying. So that's a bit of a shame. Never mind. Switch things to daytime. It was all looking pretty Pretty cute. Oh, I like this feature actually. Play maximised. I'm pretty sure you could do this in the last Unity build, but I just never used it. Like going into full screen in a preview. So now we've got daytime. Getting new high-res images, as you can see from the bag there, the tent that used to be quite low res. Oh, so some other stuff. What have I got working? Let me do it on the control pad, because I can. You can run. You've got a body now. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I like the shadow. I've got to say, I do think that's cool. I've got a backpack on the shadow as well, but I'm not sure about that. Bearing in mind this is going to be in VR, and VR games always feel weird when you don't have a body. That's what I've put it in, but I might change that later. You can create your ghosts, and when you do, it goes into this purple state. I'm going to animate this at some point so that it sort of zooms in and gets. There's no sound effects or music at all at the moment. That's missing. So we stop the recording. The ghosts are now created, and they follow out your movements. I had quite a bit of trouble with this. Still do have, I still need to tidy this up. The animations aren't great. You've only got the walking animation, so if I run, jump, looks a bit weird because he's walking when he does that. Walking backwards is like you're moonwalking. But at least that side of things is working. It's recording, it's playing back. They do interact with the ghost objects that I've got created elsewhere in the game. Jump was another thing. Crouch could be better, couldn't it? It's a bit jerky. I'll get around to that later. What else we got? Oh yeah. So we can pick up objects. That's a big one. Let's get rid of that. That was just me playing around. So you can pick up objects. Okay, I thought I'd locked this, but no, I stopped the locking. That for a reason. So you can pick up objects. You can look at them. You can rotate them. It's not. Again, it needs a bit of tweaking, but you can look around the object. Woohoo! You can drop it somehow. There we go. Or you can throw it by long pressing. I need to make it so that when you're holding it, it's sort of at the point of the cursor, so you can throw it upwards. I think I was playing around with mass on that rock, and that's why it's not rolling quite as well as I was expecting there. Yeah, a bit more like that. Okay, yeah, so you can do that. You can move around, obviously. Got some nice reflections going on. Soggy soil. Much more vibrant colours, which I really like. And I've been doing some stuff with particles. So around here, if we hang around here in a minute, you'll start seeing, these. I want them to look more like flies. At the moment, they look like, don't know actually what they look like. There's smoke there as well, which isn't working. There's a trolley, because there's always that dickhead who's throwing a trolley into a stream or a lake in there. So you've got to have that. Let's just go into nighttime. Yeah, that did. I know that doesn't work that way. There it is. Been playing around, just trying to get the feel of nighttime right. Oh, sorry about that. The feel of nighttime versus the light sources is always a bit awkward. So the fire, for example, don't know, it looks a bit plastic, I guess. Doesn't look right. Really like this. This was with the graph generator in Unity, so playing around with the particle generator there. The moon is actually a 3D object with a high-res image of the Moon from NASA, which I need to double check the license, but it did say it was free for commercial use, which is great. But I will check that. Also, this is the other thing. So anyone using Unity who wants assets, I've been looking at sketchfab.com, which is bloody awesome. Look, that's where I got the trolley from. You can preview it in the website itself, which is awesome. And let me just make sure that is showing. Yeah, so that's fantastic. And then I got a project from GitLab which imports the exports from here. So if I was to download this model, which I've already done, it comes down as a zip, but then I can just drag that zip into here, update the materials to HDRP, and Bob's your uncle, you're away. And there's loads of great content on there, and you've just got to give credit to the author, obviously. But I had no idea this was a thing, not to this level. I mean, look at the quality of this. You know, he's not after money. All you got to do, you got the CC attribution, credit the creator, and when you download this, you get the license, the credits basically to chuck in your game. So this is going to be awesome, like being able to add details like this to my game. I'm trying to think what I might want a blown out rusty tank, let's say. There's obviously stuff that you can buy, which is, you know, just not everything is free and not everything is downloadable. Oh God, I've lost him. Yeah, what a great resource. So yeah, I could take that, for example, download it. And there's my propane tank with the license, so I can copy all that into my game and put that on a page to say, hey, thanks. Wow, so cool. Cards and big. Oh, they got. I bet they do. Yeah, $49. That's more than it costs to reserve on, isn't it? I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, what an awesome find. And I've double checked all the licenses. As far as I can tell, it's good to use for your games commercially, so long as you obviously credit the authors, which is fantastic. So yeah, got a few of those already in there. Silly little things like this, the jerry can. Why not? And where's everything gone? Oh, turned off my environment, that's why. Yeah, so again, just the quality is bloody awesome. The tent, that's my campsite. Trying to be a bit more tidier with my layout. Anyone who's obviously used Unity knows that you can use whatever structure you want here, and it can get a little bit messy. Yeah, I've got my tent. Look at that. Fly net's brilliant. The bag for free. You know, really, wow. Yeah, really cool. And just so I don't make any mistakes, what I've done is when I do download those assets from that website, I chuck the credits into here, so I know when I come to make or come to release the game, everything's there. I can put this in and credit those artists properly. So that is where I am at for now. This next week I'm looking to, I don't know. I don't want to make any commitments, actually. I've got loads of work to do on the island in terms of styling it and making it look cool and fixing things like that. There you go, let's get rid of that gap. Yeah, I might start putting the storyline in a little bit. I want to look at cutscenes as well. That's another thing. I've had some ideas on how the story should be told, and cutscenes are really going to help with that. Cutscenes aren't easy though, and I really need to dig around a bit deeper into that and find out if that's going to be doable or not, especially with zero budget, because if not, I might just have to stick with the text. Anyway, that is it. That's me today. Cheers, and see you soon.